What's up, guys? This is ISmileyzI here once again, and we're picking up where we left off in the trial. I know it's kind of odd I did end in the middle of the trial, but it was getting really long. I didn't want this recording to be super long. These trials get really lengthy. I'm not sure how much trial is left at this point, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Emma's looking kind of sad. What's going on?
Mr. Wright,
Huh? What?
are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Pretty much. I was just about to say that, but yeah. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. Yeah, pretty much. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called up to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner.
They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall!
Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory.
What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge.
Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon.
What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. That's true. That's interesting. Where'd it go? We know where it went, of course. I mean, you can figure out where it went pretty easily.
What could that insignificant piece of cloth be in the muffler?
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell.
Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. Phoenix, you say that so many times.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee!
Ribs. Sounds mighty delicious right now. The place where I live actually has a really good ribs place. Apparently they're really famous, but I've never heard them mentioned outside of my hometown.
I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Ugh.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be! This can't happen!
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable. Edgeworth's, a little bit on edge, you could say.
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Who is this? Ah, hello, sir. He has quite the theme. I really love this guy's theme. A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
How do you know that? Who on earth is he? quite the pair of sunglasses you got there.
Ah, it's you. Say something, man.
Oh, sorry I'm late, Udgey. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgey? How you been? Swim much these days?
Hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy, schmizzy, Udgey. My boy. Udgey, my boy, you have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed.
Udgey seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ah, so you're Wrighto, the attorney. I heard good things about you, son. Hey, thanks. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? Worthy's the best nickname for him ever. You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's a top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's
My sister's muffler.
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, no less. The ominous blink. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What's this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Objection! Chief, what kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Edgeworth?
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? Your investigators are this lax. How do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Look. Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth? That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gah.
The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Good point, Phoenix. That's way more important.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
What did I just say?
Just hurry up and open it.
Did I say just like, just huppy up? Or something? I don't even know what I just said. I think we're supposed to examine this little thing over here. Whoa, it's broken!
Why? Don't scare me like that.
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
This dark red stain. Blood? Alright, so we get the knife. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife.
Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. He always has his eyes closed, too. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. I don't know what accent to give this guy. I'm giving him like 4 different ones, but...
There was a murder at the police department? A detective?
That's hush-hush information, Udgey. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Objection! Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Could that be coincidence? I don't think so.
Order!
Anyway, we at the department are all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places.
The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Guys, I'm going to take a quick break because I just realized that I really need to do something now, so yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Sorry about that, guys. I really had to go do something. It was pretty urgent, but anyways, we're back here. I think I can just press without consequence. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Wrighto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
It's quite a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Hold it! This knife was found on the scene of a crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Wrighto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that'll give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Wrighto.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time.
Why did I talk like that? So how are things down at the department? If you look at the knife in further detail, examine the tag.
There's a small tag on the knife.
It says SL92.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number?
That's weird.
What?
I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either.
Maybe I should check the court record again. So that's hinting that we've already found a piece of evidence that's related to this, and the piece of evidence they're talking about is the victim's notes. If you check it, notice that if you turn it upside down, it says SL9. So that's the evidence that we need. I'm gonna press some more though. Hold it! Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, Wrighto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. Chief, something happened, and why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Yeah, that can't be a coincidence. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot? Another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgey?
I'm at a loss for words.
In the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? Right? I suppose I could help if you give me you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well then, when the victim died, we already know when the victim died. How the victim was killed, where the victim was found. How about where he was found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Wrighto? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. Pretty scary, yeah, and I don't think it's a coincidence. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What?
Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and the murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? I'd say slim to none. Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening.
Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. Hold it! How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Wrighto. You understand?
Try to understand, Wrighto.
Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 1:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife! What was it doing there?
I'd better check this knife out, which we already did, and I already showed you what the evidence is. There is. It's this victim's note. Objection! Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection! This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
Aha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from the judge. This is great! Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? 6 minus 7s 12-/2?
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
Printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? SL9.
Aha!
When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down.
SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag.
Very good, Judge. Very good, Udgey. Very good.
Order, order. Well, Chief?
Ah well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Wrighto. I win? What game is this guy playing? Slave with evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Interesting. Hold it! So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. Yes, but on the day of the murder. There was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. There was evidence from a case long since solved. So So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
Anyways, wait, let's see. It was this one, I believe. I think it was this one where we got the option to ask about something. Where the victim was found. I think we need to ask the same thing. So tell me, where was the victim found? Wait a second. I've heard of that.
The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. That's true. Do we press this statement again then, or something? Chief. Yeah, we do. The defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Huh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Wrighto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place, mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
And the blinking, the intimidating blinking. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really?
Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department. Okay. Hold it! If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Well, the victim's gender is not going to give us anything. The victim's division also isn't going to give us anything, but the ID number. Remember, we did find an ID card and belonging to the victim killed in the prosecutor's office on the ground in the lot. So, if he can give us his ID number, then there you go. That would be great. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. You keep a tight lid on ID numbers. Don't get your hopes up. The number is 5842189.
Well, that's quite long.
Wait a minute. There's the number on the ID, 5842189. But it belongs to Detective Goodman. I told you this wasn't a coincidence. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82...
I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does it tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842189.
It tells me nothing!
Of course it tells us something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
It tells us who it is. Why is it having us present evidence? Present Goodman's ID. Take that! Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
You would know what that looks like, Judge. You would know what that looks like. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Phoenix, you do get confused quite often. Huh? Just come out with both the guns blazing. Like you always do. The police department. Prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Wrighto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And? This means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I forgot it.
You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Objection! Wait a second. Right. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho ho ho! Sharp as a tack, Wrighto! Sharp as a tack!
But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim! He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot!
Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room, at the exact same time! Objection! That's impossible! So what we're saying is... the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location? Well, we all know that's impossible. There has to be some explanation.
Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean?
No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Well, didn't you hear me? The oversight's the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth? They're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news? Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha!
Ah, that was oh man, that was the report that Officer Meekins was giving Edgeworth when we were there with him. The report was reporting about the murder at the police department. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report? Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Written right? You guys are seeing this, right? That's the wrong right. That's the wrong right. I've not seen this before. Wow. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence on duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Uh-oh. Not the intimidating blinking again. No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright, Huh?
Huh? Oh, well, it's,
Rule 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial.
how is this relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wrighto over here. Good job, Wrighto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! Poor Worthy.
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
You're becoming a thorn on my side, Worthy. There have been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Well then, guys. Let's hope Edgeworth doesn't lose his job. But anyways, guys, this is the actual end of the trial. I do hope you did enjoy. This might only be one part. I'm not sure how long it was, but I do hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, leave comments, because I always enjoy reading them, and subscribe if you want to see some more. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out and have an excellent day.